Hi, it's Miles the Red Songbird in New York City. You're looking at the UK Christmas Parade. Robin Birdsong, my daughter who lives in the UK, took pictures and sent me some of them. I took some notes about what she said about the parade. She was raving about it. She said it's an international festival. And this, by the way, is the inside of the Ritz. You can see Ritz here. And then this is the outside picture of it. Okay, she said Brazil, the ladies from Brazil danced in high heels and their skirts were flaring around, so feminine. And she said it was a homey parade, just people and their talent. That's a big deal, right? No celebrities. It's about real talent. She said she just enjoyed seeing the little children enjoying themselves. And the parade goes down Piccadilly. The teenagers she saw from Tennessee and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania were wonderful, and a quick 5-minute walk from the parade to the palace. And she took a picture of Buckingham Palace, which I'll show you in a few minutes. And as she was talking to me, she was walking through a lovely park called Green Park, and soon she'll run into Hyde Park. And she said the Asian float was amazing with the dragon and everything. And the Bhangra dancers dancing to Indian music were also wonderful. Now I'll show you the pictures. This is Buckingham Palace, which I thought it was Buckingham Palace. But Robin, who knows all about royals, said, "No, Mom, it's Buckingham Palace." So now I know how to say it. Now this is what I was telling you about the Asian float. You see it? She said it's absolutely amazing. There's a dragon. Yeah, it's so colorful. And this is the Bhangra Indians music. You see the drums? The little kids dressed in blue. And then this one was my favorite. Okay, now let me get started. What are you? Asked Stefan Molyneux. Who are you? Maybe you should ask yourself these questions. Rethink your labels, he said. And so I said, what if you're not crazy, Michelle? And then he talked about smothered potential. Labels give you smothered potential. They smother your potential. And they cut off any opportunities you have to grow. That make you freeze in place, stagnate. Okay, this is another note I want. Oh, this is it. The name of Stefan's video where he's talking about this introspection that you need to do is called Death by 1,000 Words, My New Year's Gift to You by Stefan Molyneux. And now this is what my sister said to my mother when I was 16 years old. You know she's crazy. I believe my sister consciously planted the belief that the two most important people in the world to me, my sister and my mother, knew that I was crazy. Who didn't know I was crazy? I'm asking myself now. Only one person, Rail Roach. He was my mother's boyfriend for a time. He said, I just might be the one to save them all. He was talking about me. Minnow, they call me, M-I-N-O. Minnow just might be the one. He said exactly, you favor Helen. Minnow just might be the one to save you all. And I wondered why he said that. I was surprised that he said what he said. What is he talking about? I wasn't sure. Helen was psyching me out. Who would do that? Who would deliberately make someone feel believing she was crazy? I must be crazy. if they both believe I'm crazy. It was one of the thoughts that went into my mind as I heard her say that. Robert and Michael at one point think I'm crazy, thought I was crazy. Edwin said, "You're a stallion. That's a man. The horse is the, I want to say prototype, counterpart for the man." So he said I was a horse. That means I'm a man? And then he told me, show them how to do it, meaning the children, show them how to succeed. So if he thought I could show them how to succeed, he didn't think I was crazy. Why did he say I'm a horse, I wondered? A best man? The strongest man? I was trying to figure this out. Was he saying I'm as strong man equivalent? Was he saying I'm as strong as a man? My mother used to say, anything a man can do, I can do. And I sort of became my mother because I wasn't worthy of being myself, I thought, after what they said to me as a child. So I went on with the introspecting. If I am Jesus Christ equivalent, which I know that I'm the first female Jesus Christ consciousness, Gurinder Singh told me that. This Gurinder Singh, he is Jesus Christ. Okay. He's also the Buddha, Santa Claus, and St. Valentine. So since Gurinder says I'm Jesus Christ equivalent, I'm as strong as a perfect man, because that's what Jesus Christ was, a perfect man. I'm as strong as the Son of the Lord of all souls. That's what Jesus Christ was, the Son of the Lord. Charan Singh is the Lord, this Charan Singh. Okay? He was also a perfect living master. Jesus Christ 1st century and Jesus Christ 20th century. Charan Singh is the Lord of the soul energies in his body-mind. He is Lord of all the identities he's ever been. Okay, now it's time for the poem. This is the poem that we talked about in the writing group today, January 2nd. New Year's Day by Kim Adonizio. The rain this morning falls on the last of the snow and will wash it away. I can smell the grass again and the torn leaves being eased down into the mud. The few loves I've been allowed to keep are still sleeping on the West Coast. Here in Virginia, I walk across the fields with only a few young cows for company. Big-boned and shy, they are like girls I remember from junior high who never spoke, who kept their heads lowered and their arms crossed against their new breasts. Those girls are nearly 40 now. Like me, they must sometimes stand at a window late at night looking out on a silent backyard at one rusting lawn chair and the sheer walls of other people's houses. They must lie down some afternoons and cry hard for whoever used to make them happiest and wonder how their lives have carried them this far without ever once explaining anything. Obviously, the poet is unexplained, too. So she don't know much. She's ignorant. I don't know why I'm walking out here with my coat darkening and my boots sinking in, coming up with a mild sucking sound I like to hear. You know the sound of the boots as they go into the mud? Have you ever walked in mud? I have. I know what she's talking about. I don't care where those girls are now. Whatever they've made of it, they can have. Today I want to resolve nothing. I only want to walk a little longer in the cold blessing of the rain and lift my face to it. It's all about nature. Cows and mud and breaths and afternoons, boots sucking in the mud and rain. Yeah, we figured it out that it's a lot about nature. Okay, where am I? Velma is a member of the writing group. was reminded of insects who go about living their lives like ants. She said she was reminded of God. Let's decode ants. N, talk and share. T for talk, S for share. N, angel. Evangeline. It's a poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, who was Eve. And Eve was also Evangeline. Different times, you know. I am Venita and Vonda's aunt. Aunt? Aren't? A rent because? A rent because Venita got her house, got my house, because the sane one, her mother, Helen, she must have been sane because she said I was crazy. So that must have meant she thought she was sane. Hell, energy in play. G-N-A-T, nat. Nigga at. Nigga consciousness is a gnat. It came to me about 3 months ago that a nigga is at the level of a gnat conscience. Imagine the size of a conscience of a gnat. They aren't going to be able to tell what's right from wrong if all they have is a gnat conscience and they're in a human body. A few minutes ago, it appeared mild red. The writing. Yeah, I just showed you where the gnat consciousness appeared in my writing, right? It's right in here. There's a G and N and you add the at. Nigga at. Okay. I said, Velma makes me, in class, I said, Velma makes me realize why being around nature is important. It's because nature is real, it's alive, it's vibrating. When you're around trees, for example, and animals, you pick up their real energy, and it centers you. It makes you feel more alive, more normal, more sane. You know, whereas if you're around brick buildings all the time, like we are in New York, you know, you don't feel very human. And that's why I take pictures of trees. I pay attention to them. Today I heard a bird singing and I stopped and I found them in a tree. Okay, so I went on to say this is a different topic. I have email notifications from my past life. My sons, PewDiePie and Tucker Carlson. I have notifications of emails from my brother, Jesse Peterson. We were St. Peter's children. I have a notification of email from my daughter or granddaughter, I'm not sure which. I was Amelia Earhart, and she is Ainsley Earhart. I have email notification from my husband in past life, Tom Fitton of Judicial Watch. Today I was in writing group with my sister from a past life, Maria Kott, Russian-American trained in Russia as a teacher. She's an excellent teacher. She's been American black educator Mary McLeod Bethune. My son from a past life is Russian President Vladimir Putin. Stefan Molyneux was Aristotle. At another time, he was my husband. This video, which I told you already, is called Death by 1,000 Words, which he called the New Year's gift to you. Certainly was a gift to me. I was guided to re-examine the label my sister placed on me when I was 16 because I rejected my usual role, Cinderella, and refused to wash the dishes. My mother grabbed the broom and got in my face, in a threatening pose. My sister held and pulled her away and said, "Leave her alone. You know she's crazy." I was shocked. They know I'm crazy. I didn't know I was crazy. A part of me knew she was saying that to hurt me, to make me think that she and my mother knew I was crazy, so I would follow what they knew, so I would go along with what they knew, and start to also know that I was crazy. You see that? Isn't that evil? I couldn't believe anybody was that evil. That's what Satan said. My biggest boon is nobody believes I'm real. But I couldn't believe my sister was that evil. As to deliberately label and condemn me to be crazy. As Molyneux, we become the names we're called. I must have known that when I was Guru Nanak and founded Sikhism. The Sikhs take on the last name Singh, which in the Indian language means lion, the king of the jungle. The Sikhs are, generally speaking, normal. They work hard, they're brave, they're the best New York City taxi drivers, they're fierce. They know how to add spice to their community's life by knowing how to flavor the foods using the different kinds of spices. I'm talking about the Sikh chefs. Somebody in the class said something to make me think. They said it was insulting to women because a poet said the big boned cows reminded her of women. I said, my writing has revealed that cows are the counterparts to female womans, and horses are the counterparts to male humans. Confirmation just now by my phone sounding. When I say something and don't have physical confirmation, sometimes my phone sounds to confirm it for me. Even Mary Panama has noticed this, This is my friend who was Bruce Lee. And she was also Dr. I was Sherlock Holmes and she was Dr. Watson. No wonder it's helping me. No wonder the phone is helping me. Alexander Graham Bell was my grandson, who invented the phone, is my grandson, this life, Seth Ranziger, who also made sounds when he was singer-songwriter, Mr. Rogers. And he's a projection of Josh Groban. Michael Racker, one of my writing group members, said, I like cows. Maria said, so do I. Those eyes. I said what my daughter Robin had said to me after looking into Lamb's eyes. There's someone there, Mom. There's someone in there. I say there are living souls in those bodies. I said I like cows too. They breastfeed their calves. What women need to be doing. Andre said everybody likes milk. I said yes. Maria said especially cold milk with peanut butter and jelly or cold milk with cookies. Maria said everybody likes cows. We shouldn't eat them. I was so surprised she said that. It sounds like something I'd say. I said quite loudly and passionately, that's right. Milton Harris, John Milton, who wrote Paradise Lost, and Homer, who wrote the Iliad, said, it was my father in a past life, wrote that New Year's Day caused him to look back and remember the warm Christmases he spent celebrating with his large family. He has 6 brothers and 4 sisters. I commented that Milton's piece reminded me that Christmas is a huge holiday in terms of the good feelings it makes us feel during that season. Michael Racker said he liked the way I said Christmas is huge. I said it's because we were poor. My family was poor, but somehow at Christmas, my mother made up for it. We waited all year for Christmas, and we were never disappointed. My mother would have the room filled from one end to the other with Christmas gifts when we awoke to look under the tree to see what Santa had brought us. I'm realizing what I had learned months back, that Gurinder Singh is not only Jesus Christ, but he is Santa. Okay, this is Milton Harris, my father. What did I write? Let's see. Eve's father, Milton Harris, is a Cancer. meaning astrologically Cancer, making a collage in art class. I make collages. I have about 6 collages posted around, large ones posted around. Look at the light. I love the light. They want Milton. Milton's got light. That's great. So he's making this collage in art class. Art class is led by Sheila, who was Leonard Bernstein, the conductor. Milton wrote about his wonderful Christmas in writing group led by Maria Cott, who was Mary McLeod Bethune. Okay, this is a little Christmassy thing I had. Maria gave me the garland. I always keep the flag. I love America. I'm glad Trump's making us great again. Somebody said America's great because she's good. When she ceases to be good, she ceases to be great. So let's continue to be good. Okay, Santa Claus, St. Nicholas. My mother was a projection of Gorinda Singh. This is my mother, reborn as my granddaughter, Jandara Ransinger. This is how she looks now. She was also Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And this is Baba Jamal Singh, who she was, projection of. Okay, this is Stephanie Molyneux, who I told you wrote this wonderful piece of Christmas, New Year's gift for us, Death by 1,000 Words. This is Tommy Robinson, who was arrested. He was Abraham, and he was beat up in jail. And Abraham had a baby out of wedlock. And the Lord gave his wife Sarah a baby. She was 90, I believe. And I was Sarah, and Tommy Robinson was Abraham. Now here I am, 73. Oh, the baby's moving. I have twins. Oh, they're moving. I can feel like on my hand. Oh, they're kicking me. But they're so good, they hardly kick, you know. So this Robin Birdsong here, she was St. Francis of Assisi, and she was Voltaire, and she was this father of modern science, Galileo, an astronomer. This is Tommy Robinson. He's all healed. He's not beat up anymore. I said Anderson Cooper makes $11 million a year. Well, let me read this first. Owen Benjamin wrote a song for Tommy Robinson that those protesting his incarceration would sing at their protests. Might have helped him get out of jail. So Anderson Cooper makes $11 million a year. He interned at the CIA. Does he still work for the CIA? Are they like the mafia? Once in, you stay in? Al Sharpton worked for the CIA. Pastor James David Manning told us about Al, the CIA's pal. Manning was young David who defeated Goliath. He was also King David, and he was Noah, a very important figure in the Bible. And he's been important to Harlem for over 30 years. He and his devoted wife, Mrs. Elizabeth Manning. This, I think it's no, it's not. This is Father Tom. Once Jesus Christ discipled St. James the Greater, the co-founder of St. Francis of Assisi Residence 3, and that's St. Francis, Robin Birdsong. This is Earl Percy. She was married to him when she was Queen Elizabeth, and he was Albert, the Prince Consort. This is His Royal Highness Guillaume of Luxembourg, Crown Prince of Luxembourg. This is Rob, and they were married in a previous life. And this is me, Mild Red. This is a copy of the book Robin and I wrote. So you can hardly see it, huh? Sneezes a greasy baby, says Abigail. Abigail is Jandara, my granddaughter. She's down here somewhere. The light is shining on her. She has so much light. Okay, let's see. What are you doing? I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. Got it. I'm automatically neural pathways in my brain give you habits. Repeating the patterns of my earlier incarnations. One of them was Tesla. Tesla died destitute in a New York City hotel. Here I am, penniless, in a New York City hotel, pregnant at age 73. But I don't plan to die, because I have to live and mother these twins I'm carrying. Please check out the video, Lindsey Williams, Secrets of the Elite, DVD 1, iKalam's channel. The man is telling you things you'll never hear anywhere else. That's Nikola Tesla. He gave us electricity, AC current of electricity, which moves electricity thousands of miles. Thomas Edison, his nemesis, could only move electricity 1 mile with his direct current. Okay, that's it. Mile Red in New York. I'll talk to you again soon. I hope this was as interesting for you as it was for me. Bye-bye.